I think baseball is a great reflection of our country. In some places it leads, in some places it lags, but it's always something that can demonstrate what's going on in the world or in America at the time.
Growing up, I wanted to be Willie Mays.
Came to the big leagues in 1951. I was 11 years old.
Larry Boa and Steve Carlton and Mike Schmidt, who was my ultimate idol.
Don Mueller, Whitey Lockman, Monty Irvin.
To me, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Pete Rose, to me, they were always Philadelphia Phillies.
Frank Robinson was a big baseball hero of mine.
Eddie Murray and Jim Palmer.
Strawberry, Gooden.
Greg Luzinski, Bob Boone.
Don Mattingly.
Pee Wee Reese.
Roger Maris.
Ryan Sandberg.
Thurman Munson. Ultimate example of just grit and guts and having his uniform dirty all the time.
Roberto Clemente, by all means, is an exceptional player. He also paved the way for other Puerto Ricans to stand out in similar fashion.
I have no doubt at all that Sandy Koufax changed what it meant to be a Jew, really brought Jews into American culture in a way that I don't think really existed before.
This man walked away from an important game because of his faith. I think it's something that's stuck with me in my entire life.
I'm a product of Catholic schooling. And when Sandy decided not to pitch in the series that first game, the nuns all used that as a teaching moment, like, what would you do if you were in that position? It was a kind of a universal respect for the man as an athlete and a man.
He pitched in that World Series, 65, 2 games on 2 days rest. I mean, feature that. And he couldn't bend his elbow. He was tough in the most elegant way.
Baseball is an equal opportunity endeavor. It doesn't matter whether you're white, black, Jewish, Hispanic. It's all based upon your ability. Now, it wasn't always that way.
And to think about Jackie Robinson and what that meant before the civil rights movement, before integration.
And for the kids in the neighborhood and for everybody, he really was a hero. People were really, really aware that this was someone who was really special and had changed the world of baseball.
I remember the Milwaukee Braves, in order for everybody to live under the same roof, had to go outside of Bradenton, Florida, to find a motel. It was the Twilight Motel. I'll never forget this. And we all got to eat together in a room that was a private room where we ate our meals.
I think we all have our stories. I think we've all had our small battles that we've had to, fight through.
Baseball is a game that's all about overcoming adversity. It's all about are you strong enough? Do you have the resilience? Do you have the grit, the perseverance, the long-term, passion and goal that it takes to overcome the challenges?
Being a woman, I think, is much more noticed. When I walk into a room full of men, it's noticed more than my being Asian, Chinese.
A woman playing Major League Baseball is as inevitable as tomorrow, just not as imminent.
Attracting people who are different and learning how to work with people who are different is both a legacy that baseball offers and an opportunity that baseball offers.
I see sports in general taking on the social issue of acceptance, especially across sexual preference. And I think that's the next frontier for sports to take on, and I hope baseball is a leader in that.
We've an increasing capacity to make room for these different identity pieces in our contemporary time that I think was the case 40 or 50 or 60 years ago.
People characterize bravery as not being afraid, but I think it's just the opposite. I think there's no reason to be brave unless there's some fear and some uncomfortableness about what you do, and still being able to fight for what's right in your heart makes us all look up to people for good reason.